Today's video, we will kick it off with day 18 and moon. And before I continue, for all of you that are freaking out about my pink nails, the reason why I have pink nails and they're very long is because I was going to a 50s rock and roll party. So that's why they're pink. Yeah, I had them on for only a couple of days before the party, and then once the party happened, I took them off because, oh my god, they're not me. Like, I didn't even feel right having them on, but anyway. This illustration is a monster that is riding the moon. Riding a chunk of the moon through space with his little gas mask on, and he's having a wonderful time flying through space, getting away from all the bullshit that's happening on Earth, and just chilling out in the cosmos. Currently, that's what my mood is at the moment. If I could escape off this planet and just chill out in the cosmos, I would be so much happier. Or even if there was another planet that we could easily go to that is nothing like Earth, like obviously humans can survive on it, and we could just get off the rocket and just walk straight on there and go to a fancy hotel, and there's no bullshit, and there's no fear-mongering and spreading of lies on this planet. That would be a planet I would go to, but that doesn't exist. So yeah, gotta just escape through drawing. Yeah, that's all this illustration is, just a creature. He's flying through space, just having a wonderful time, just to escape reality and escape the absolute crap that's happening back on his planet. I feel as though you'd be so free up in space. If you could breathe in space, it would be pretty cool. If you just go up there and you just shot yourself up in a rocket and just chilled back, just floating up there, just take a good book with you. Or take your phone, play some games, just to have some time out and just some black nothingness, just looking at all the stars and the comets flying around and probably aliens and spaceships flying around as well. So yeah, it'd be pretty cool. But so I coloured the whole background in with this big black Sharpie, which once again, like, it's a bit streaky. I sort of didn't really know how to colour it in without being streaky, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. I think it's fine. Bit of streakiness, who cares? And then just added a few gold accents on the mask and throughout his body, because he's a bit of a cyborg type monster, which I like to draw a lot of, combining the cyborg element with monsters. And yeah, that's it for this one. Now, day 19 loop. And this one's a bit weird of a prompt, like of a prompt word. It's like loop, like what can you really create with, like, from that? I sort of thought that was one of the prompts that was very, just very generic. But I ended up going with a creepy little alien type monster. It's only like a little baby, sort of reminded me of the xenomorphs in Alien, the little babies that sort of crawl out. That's sort of what I was tapping into. And all I did was with the compass, I just drew a circle and just sort of molded the alien's body around that. And I gave him a bit of a praying mantis kind of feel. I wanted these really weird praying mantis arms sort of coming up, and yeah, this creepy little alien monsters just sitting there in a loop, just curled up in a loop, waiting to attack the next victim, because this little fella's already come bursting out of someone's body like a xenomorph baby has. So yeah, this one's one of my favorites. But what actually happened with this illustration was I ended up shaking the red ink up, and then I took the lid off, and it just sort of exploded a bit, and it dropped a really big puddle of like a big splat mark of ink on the illustration. And I thought, oh shit. But then what happened was I made it worse by trying to fix it in a really, really, really dumb way, by getting the lid of the ink bottle and like sort of trying to throw bits of splattered ink on there to make like a blood splatter. But what I did was I went a little bit too hard with my hand and actually dabbed the whole lid down onto the paper. So then there was like this lid ring mark, and I'm like, oh, face palm moment. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ, I've just made this look really foul. Like, I was really enjoying this picture, and it would have been such a nice picture if I didn't do that. But hey, it looks like shit, but just try not to focus on that particular mess that I've made, because if I didn't do that lid ring mark, it would have looked cool as shit, because it would have been blood splatters. But stupid me, just as I'm trying to shake the lid down, I just went a little bit too far and just accidentally dabbed the whole lid down on the paper. And yeah, I just tried to work with the lid splatter mark, and yeah, it looks so out of place. But that was my illustration for day 19. Loop. So day 20 is Sprout, and this one's one of my least favorite ones as well. I I don't know, there's something sort of wrong with the execution, I think, of this one, but like the others I'm not a big fan of, gets the point across, and yeah, I got something down for that day with it, so that's the main thing. And this is just like this is like a tree creature, and he's got a very long neck, and he's just like this big tree. And what he's doing is on one of his little limbs, he's got a little pile of dirt, and he's growing a sprout. He's trying to maybe have a little child, and that's how this monster reproduces, is by this sort of method, having a bit of dirt, throwing a bit of seed into the dirt on his palm, and then watching his little kid sprout, watching some kids just grow from the palm of his hand. And then what he does is how he waters this sprout is by his tears. So the red ink is representing like the tears coming out of his eyes. So it's like the sap, because I know some trees do have red sap that look like blood. So I thought, you know, that would look pretty cool, like he's crying, red sap, red blood type watery shit, and trying to water his little sprout with it. And that's how he waters his little babies and gets them to grow. So yeah, this one's, like I said, not my favorite, but yeah, it's alright. It's okay. It's alright. That's it. So yeah, I'll let you watch the rest of this one, and I'll be back soon. Now the last illustration in this video today is day 21, Fuzzy. And once again, this one is not my favorite. I sort of had a bit of a bad run with the last two. Just sort of, I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it for these two. So for this one, I decided to go with something a little bit weird and comical, but I had a few sort of ideas made up for this one, but I sort of went with this because the other one I didn't really like a great deal. But I decided to go with this really ugly big monster, and he's obviously really huge and lives in the mountain areas in a very secluded place. And he's got little friends. His little friend's only a little fella, and he's fuzzy. He's a little fuzzy fella, and always makes this big guy laugh. He's always laughing at the funny antics that this fuzzy little fella, his little fuzzy mate does. So this little fuzzy guy's just doing some stupid shit, just doing some stupid walks and poses, and they could even be mimicking the thing that they killed and having a bit of a laugh because they've both got blood in their mouths. Like the big guy's got blood coming out of his mouth, and so does the fuzzy little thing. He's got blood all around his mouth. So maybe they went on like a hunt and they got their food, and yeah, now they're happy, they've eaten, and they're just being silly. they're just throwing some funny stories around and doing some stupid shit. And the fuzzy friend always likes to make the big fella laugh. So yeah, that's all I could come up with for this one. And yeah, this one sort of made me a little happy. But yeah, it's not my favorite. It's very simple, did its job, got the point across, and that's all I care about. we're on to the downhill stretch now. So it's I've sort of started to get a little bit tired of, you know, drawing all these illustrations, but I'm feeling okay now. Like, I've perked up a bit, and I think that's the reason why the last two really did suffer in this video. I wasn't really happy with them. So yeah, no, I go through this. If you watch my previous Inktober series, I get to like the center of the whole thing, and I start to go downhill, but then I sort of pick back up again, and I'm hoping that's what's going to happen. I'm pretty confident that's what's going to happen because that's the pattern I usually follow. But yeah, that's it from me for today. I hope you enjoyed these, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.